everyone, I am Tubb, and welcome back to If I Made a Pokemon region. So, we're heading off for part 4, but in this case, let's deep dive in for this fella. Action!
Hey Stormer, you awake? You'll be fine. I can't believe we saw the dragon. It was likely to start by Team Snooze riling up the beachgoers. Dang Stormers. I'll see if there's a way out of here. Hang tight.
I still don't know.
Wake up, Pokemon Masters.
I still know the Pokemon Master.
In a small cave. The entrance looks out onto the sea,
That
but the
entrance
sky
looks
is dark
forward.
and it's hard to see anything through the rain. You must be somewhere on
I
Route
didn't
6.
told
Who
you
knows
so when
where.
I'm
The
told.
sea is still far too rough for you and your Pokemon to access, and Cass seems to have gone. All you have is this small island, this cave. And inside the cave, there's a well with a ladder heading deep underground, and a weather-worn sign simply warns that the forgotten
Still got the
are
legend
found
on
here.
that.
Wow, that sends shivers down the spine. Still, sounds like an adventure to me.
Woo,
You
that's
have
a good
no choice
adventure.
but to descend
Being
the
an
ladder and
adventurer
find
is
yourself in a
always
dark,
quite
wet,
different
underground network
anyway.
of tunnels. If Cass went anywhere, she must have gone through here. You're fumbling around in the dark using fire, electric or psychic moves to help light your path through this dark, damp tunnel. And hey, is it just me or did something move? What's that pushing up against you? Oh, look at these little fellas. Salturian are the Order's Pokemon. It's a psychic rock type, and this childlike golem waddles around through the caves and seems to be drawn to people and sources of light. Look at it waddle
It's a
towards
quad
you.
guard
Kind of
Pokemon.
cute,
It's
but
a
this
rock
Pokemon
golem
can become
monster.
threatening when hordes of them start to appear from nowhere. It's time to run. It's probably mentioned how it loves the sunlight, so what they're doing down here, who knows? Perhaps they were dragged down from the cave entrance. The next new Pokemon you can catch here is Scarecrows, the virus Pokemon. This is a dark grass type, and there are a bunch of them hanging from the ceiling. Their Pokedex mentions that these Pokemon were said to be brought to life by an ancient population who wanted to ward people away.
I can't
this Pokemon
wait
is thought to be a
until
virus
that dark type
infecting hay
Pokemon
bales.
is
It knows all of your classic
yes.
grass and dark moves like Dark Pulse and Leaf Storm,
goodness.
but it isn't too hard to
Still
beat.
chilling
These two
out
are
on
certainly,
that.
though, not the only Pokemon down here. Finally, we have Cerebat, the mind vampire Pokemon. This psychic flying type lives underground.
Ooh, a
in
brain
caves,
bat!
and despite having
A
incredibly large
Cerebat!
teeth, it doesn't actually bite. Instead, it just flies around
Ooh,
you.
still
and
got
except
the
being
brain.
around this Pokemon makes
In the
you feel
head.
drained and
Still got
tired.
that
People
mind
who
on
spend
that
too much time
time.
around Cerebat become forgetful as this Pokemon steals their memories. Catch one if you're brave enough, or
Pumpkin
just
Spice
flee from
Layla.
every encounter. They're quite common down here.
quite
What a spooky set of new Pokemon. Oddly enough, Ditto can also be found underground here sometimes, stuck to the ceiling or mimicking other Pokemon in the area. How in the world they
Ditto.
got down here, I'll have
Still
no
gone
idea.
now.
But training against them may allow you the experience to evolve some of your existing teammates.
didn't
If you
know
caught a
about
Cascadian
this.
Yanma earlier in the journey, then expect to have a
still got the
Yan
earlier
Mage by
one.
now. They say that a mighty citadel once
Still
stood
got
in
the money
Akron
on
City.
that.
A head librarian would
What's
always
strange?
carry a Yan Mage, and this dragon bug would make an excellent addition to
Ooh.
the team. Additionally, Balboa always
That's
evolved into
still
their final
got a way
evolution,
evolved.
Serpent Pokemon. This Pokemon loves burrowing underground, and so this environment is perfect for them to maneuver, using heavy-hitting moves like Magnitude or Earth.
Ooh, a serpent.
Finally, we have evolutions to two Pokemon
Still got the
you may have
evolutions
caught
coming
earlier in the
on.
journey, Coink and Clawdle, from cute to tough. Let's take a look.
A Puddle
Firstly, we have
Pig!
Coink, and Coink has evolved
It's a
into
Hogolden.
the good luck
It's a good luck
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Hogolden is a sight for sore eyes in this place, being steel
Ooh,
and
it's a
fairy.
pot
It boasts
luck
of strong physical
pig.
moves while offering a
Get
happy
it?
smile and some good luck. Its Pokedex entry says that
Still
only a
possible
trainer
on
of
that.
clean heart can evolve a Coink into a Hogolden, and to tickle its tummy, it
Uh-oh.
can be granted with good luck.
I guess I'm gonna hard into evolution. Evolution number 2. What do you think about this?
However, if you caught a Clawdle earlier,
Ooh, it's
it will
in
evolve into
bears!
Embers, the bear trap Pokemon.
The bear
And this
trap
Pokemon is a
Pokemon.
ground dark type, and while it may look cute, don't let that
Ooh,
deceive you.
still
It'll
be a
only
bit
let its
cute
trainer hug
than
it
it
safely.
thinks.
For everyone else, the face pattern that's on its stomach is actually an evolutionary tactic designed to
Whoa
lure
there,
prey.
fella!
This is to compensate for its
Hey,
very short arms.
did I ever make
Its
it an
prey just comes
evolution
over
to
it
make it
willingly.
tougher than
Many
it
of its
thinks?
victims walk up to it
Scoff
completely
off,
unknowing
would
and
ya?
totally willingly.
Ha.
With all of the new Pokemon in this episode and coming up in the next one, now is the time for a full team upgrade and re-establishment. You'll have to let me know in the comments how your team is coming along. Hey Hey, a noise! You look and see a ladder leading up to an opening. There's some sunlight. Where have you been led to? As you climb up the ladder and emerge on the surface, you realize that you've been training and traveling all night, and now the morning light blinds you for a moment before you can catch your vision. You realize you're in a town that you've only heard from other people in passing, the Lost Village, recognizable only by a disused radio tower and lighthouse to the north of this island. No one's quite sure what's even on this island, and it was never mentioned to you by Professor Winona when you were invited to the Olympia region. You look out onto the sea, and you see, is that a face? What even is that? Is that a Pokemon like the Pokemon you saw back in the forest? Gyanis? It's there one moment and then gone the next, washed away with the waves. Maybe you'll get to meet it again one day. As you look out over the sea to the east, you can see the mainland and the Elderwood Forest in the distance. In the west, there are a number of small hut-like houses and a giant lighthouse, as well as a radio tower that seems to have seen some better days. As you walk around the outskirts of this town, you also notice some long grass inhabited by a few new wild Pokemon that will see you as an intruder to their home and attack. These Pokemon are actually Pokemon you've seen before. Shrilp is one of them that you can catch here, and then the other is Hermite, a Pokemon you met way back at the beginning of your journey in the hands of Professor Lawrence. It is here at this point in your journey you might finally be able to catch one and add it to your team, but also you'll be able to catch one with that Shields Down ability, meaning if its health gets low enough, you will see it in its Shields Down form. This form is full-on an intimidation tactic, losing any sense of physical attack and physical defense, and exchanging it for speed and special attack. It's truly very spooky, but this place is the home of Hermite. And as well as all Pokemon, there are also, of course, some new wild Pokemon that will appear. Barraskewda, the spinal fluid Pokemon. It's a water type, and it controls the water in its body by using a nervous system that joins up at its vertebrae. Some people say that this Pokemon's spine is its brain. If they get caught unaware, they can sometimes dry up on a beach and will appear to just be a collection of bones, but a little water will always bring some life back to them. They know moves like Water Gun and Rock Blast, and they aren't particularly strong, though their bite has some promise. Maybe you should pick one up and add it to your team. The other Pokemon you'll find here is Whimper, the Scaredy Cat Pokemon. It's a ghost fairy type, and the stories of Olympia say that this Pokemon used to live on the mainland until Papa showed up
sounds like a Cheshire Cat!
Blowing them around.
You get it!
You
mean from Alice in Wonderland!
By the way, and the local Whimper may be on the verge of disappearing completely.
And no one tells you about
that they're
this.
very well hidden.
I didn't know about
their bodies vanished completely. But on your team, I suspect this Pokemon wouldn't be so afraid.
Still very.
Oh, another Stormer, huh? This village doesn't get visitors anymore. Not since our champion Odias cast me out. To take it out on me, I understand. But that monster. To take it out on our whole community because of my actions! Tell me, child, what region do you hail from? Norclo by chance? Interesting. You know, in my younger days, I sailed the world and dreamed of meeting new people in Pokemon. But the Tempest meant that once I left, I couldn't return easily. When I finally settled back home, I saw what the Stormers did. They came and went from this region at their leisure. Pokemon were imported like Puff Puff, and the local Whimper had to scatter here and hide. I prayed to the island's protector spirits, Ocetus, Helithos, and Gyanis. They showed me how to start a Tempest, how to protect this island from outsiders. I know you think your presence here is no big deal. You're just exploring and taking on the gym challenge. Well, you'll be out of luck. You may go to the radio tower and claim a coin if you'd like, but you'll be claiming it from the floor. The gym is
Woobat again.
If I were you, I'd leave Olympia
I didn't know about this.
Go home before another Tempest begins. Your presence here is a disruption to our way of life. The last man who came here from Norclo caused quite the disruption. By bringing Snebble, he lowered the local Rataroo population. He, like you, seemed so optimistic and kind, but his carelessness led to destruction. I have to travel to Mount Olympia to see Odias. Perhaps he'll actually see reason this time.
Oh, well that was something. Did he just mention you could go to the gym and pick up a plane for free? Neat. That's something at least. Still, it seems a little unfair of him to judge you when you only just washed up in this town. Still, as you travel through this sandy town, the locals look at you from a distance. If you try to say hello, they'll back up into their homes and shut the door. Perhaps the best thing would just be to visit the radio tower and just be done with it. There's one more thing, though, that you can find here. As you walk along the beach, you may stub your toe on objects that at first seem like rocks, but on rare occasions are actually fossils of Pokemon that you got washed up here many years ago. The Dome and Helix fossils represent Pokemon that never lived here in the ancient past.
I can barely watch that!
Way here. And interestingly, you've yet to hear anything about
That's still got a lot of fossil Pokemon!
This island probably doesn't even have
However,
if you have caught the Pokemon Hermite on your journey and you send it
Sploshy's
out to
coming
Pokemon,
my
you might get very interested in the items in your bag, and you'll realize that the Helix and Dome fossil aren't key items anymore, but instead are evolution items.
Know about
the
this.
Dome and the Helix Stone expose either to Hermite and it'll get ready to evolve into one of the two new Pokemon with a familiar look. Introducing Kabutops and Omenstar. If you're a well-traveled trainer, you may have heard of these Pokemon before. These are recycling Pokemon, and according to Pokedex, these Pokemon finally seem to be desecrating fossils of ancient Pokemon. However, as all Pokemon die, the islanders know that this is a form of natural recycling. It's part of the Pokemon ecosystem. Because this Pokemon is a ghost type, it doesn't face the same survival challenges as its past homeowners. This Pokemon is much more concerned with staying out the sunlight, so it's just making use of a resource that Omastar and Kabutops don't need anymore. There are rumors though that this Pokemon is being researched in secret in the Kanto region because of another evolution that it doesn't seem to have access to. It's going to be up to you whether you're going to evolve your Hermite into one of these two forms, an attacker or a defensive Pokemon. In fact, if you are walking around with a Kabutops or an Omenstar, the locals might actually look at you a little bit longer before they lock the doors and shut the windows as you pass. As you walk up to the Pokemon gym/radio tower, you notice that the gym doors are boarded up. Winding all the way up and around, and you're not sure if this tower was ever finished in the first place, or if perhaps it was abandoned during repairs at some point, but the door is barricaded, and the only option to get into this gym is going to be to climb that scaffolding. As you make your way up,
still gone wild too?
Ghost Pokemon. Shrilp, Hermite, and Whimper see your ascension, and as twilight begins to fall on this island, time feels like it's moving a little bit differently. These ghostly Pokemon elevate up to you and attack you. As you get to the higher floors, Corviknight will swoop in from the sky and attack you as well. These are the Pokemon that will attack you in place of the usual gym trainers. Who knows where they are? However, eventually you get high enough up to make your way through an open window on one of the upper floors. You look down into a dark pit. A battlefield many floors down below, dimly lit by candles. You can only really just about make out the shapes of the interior. What was that? This is a creepy gym, the stuff of nightmares.
What is
you
that
can find documents
noise?
scattered about the place that tell of the Sea Castle, a ship that crashed off the coast during a tempest. The tempest raged for 100 years long and caused the survivors to create the first settlements across Olympia. The tempest raged for 100 years, and great chasms opened up in the sea, with an ancient tower overflowing out and onto the mainland of Olympia. The survivors of that shipwreck of Sea Castle Town, they worshipped a great statue god that gave them safe passage and protection. The writing is faded. S-Lops? It's too faded to make out exactly what it says. Later scraps of paper around this radio tower tell of civilizations in Olympia dating back thousands of years before the crash of Sea Castle. Another document allows you to update your Pokedex,
the document
as it
on
tells
that
that the Sea Castle ship carried a Pokemon called Mimichick, a bird Pokemon that could blend in with the local population and hide within a nest only to dominate it. This registers in your Pokedex as the Pokemon that has had before evolved into Pokemon. It was a Mimichick all along. The final document is a handwritten note from what seems to be thousands of years ago. Most of it is illegible, but you can make out a few phrases that suggest that the stranded people of the Sea Castle battled with the Full people. After peace was made between these two peoples, a hidden temple was created in the sky to the Tempest Pokemon, who became both the protector and prison guard of these people. This is when all on the island were named Solympians. Finally, as you descend to the bottom floor of this gym, you hear a familiar voice.
Little champ, I see you made it out of the underground tunnels okay then. I left to find help after the dragon attacked and I found this place, this village. It's incredible. I lived in Olympia my entire life and I've not even seen any of this drawn on maps. Yet there's a Pokemon gym here? I think the champion Odias once considered this gym to be part of the Pokemon League. But how has it been forgotten? Why?
What am I gonna say?
I asked Animos about it. Perhaps you met him? He used to be the gym leader here. He despaired for his forgotten people who had been left behind from the rest of Olympia.
I can't try anything.
They were being punished for his actions. He told me when he battled that he was responsible for the last tempest.
The battle?
The storm I grew up in. For the last 10 years, it's been calm and peaceful.
I can't wait to see this!
And then you showed up. And Team Snooze? You claiming yourself to be a champion? Plus all of them with their Snooze Land nonsense? And now, the dragon stirs and the storms are raging all over. It's Olympia saying no! No, Stormer, stay out! This is my home, my island! I earned my coin from Animos, and you haven't! If you want to get to Mount Olympia like me, then you'll have to earn it too! If you want this coin, you'll have to battle the lost gym leader, me! Gym Leader Cass!
Cass is off and ready to battle. It looks like Cass is our 5th gym battle.
Go, Hypnotrist!
First up, it's a Hypnotrist, and this Pokemon took you by surprise last time. With its Grass Dark typing, it has some tricky moves and new abilities, and it's not even the only hypnotic Pokemon on her team. Hopefully one of your newly evolved Pokemon can take it out, and maybe by now you even have a Hypnotic, whose bug moves can deal 4 times damage.
I know this guy.
Though, Hypnotic won't be any good against her next Pokemon.
Go, Hypnotic!
Yes, it looks like this gym is not sticking to a single type. Hypnotic is bug
really
flying, and if you're using one, then they'll swoop down on each other,
legend.
and I guarantee hers is faster. No matter what starter you pick though, you'll have a Pokemon here who's ready to deal heavy damage using flying, rock or fire moves to Hypnotic, so it's no problem. Next up, it's a new Pokemon, a regional variation.
I evolved this one when I battled against Animos. I choose you, Tridoom!
Tridoom is a powerful fire ghost regional evolution found only here in Olympia. It is the loyal Pokemon. If you caught your Houndour back in Rumbletown, you might have one yourself by now. Its new main move is this move called Ghost Triflame, and this move hits 3 times and is both ghost and fire type, making it strong against a much wider range of enemies. Its Pokédex entry reads, "The best friends for life isn't enough for Tridoom. After its owner passes into the next world, Houndoom will evolve to keep their trainers company, no matter where they end up. But you have the power to outmaneuver this Pokemon. It's somewhere in your team, even if Tridoom takes out a few of your Pokemon in the process."
You're not ready for this. My starter is finally at their full strength.
I can barely wait
Go
to
now,
see.
my mighty Avalisk!
Whoa, okay, here we go. Avalisk is the false truth Pokemon. This dark dragon type is monstrous indeed.
Yes,
Said to be born of an invasive species, no one's quite sure where it originated from.
It's a
And its ancestry doesn't appear to go back any further than when humans first arrived in Olympia. This Pokemon has an unbelievably wide move pool.
That's unbelievable!
Sludge Bomb, and Blair, it is a brutal Pokemon, and to battle it holds nothing back. The chances that you would have found a Mimichick instead of a Capon are so low on Route 1, but it is possible that you could have one by now. Your odds would have been about as low as shiny odds, but realistically an Avalisk is the best weapon against an Avalisk. Certainly a Scraptor just wouldn't leave a scratch. They would be far too terrified to take it on. This Pokemon is this region's pseudo-legendary, and for a 5th gym, it's going to make it a tough battle. But you have your fully evolved starter and a range of powerful Pokemon, so you should be able to take it down with a final attack that blasts open the barricaded front door of the gym, letting the moonlight spill in.
Oh, still got a lot battle then.
Whoa, that last attack. You blew open the gym doors. That was truly intense.
I can't
see now.
win the
I'm
game.
truly not ready as a gym leader. Still,
very winning.
That just means my destiny lies out there, and not in here. No, it lies up there. Mount Olympia. I see. You Stormers changed everything. And what Animos is planning to do, well, I support it. And I bet he may need my help too. I'm sorry, but you will always be a Stormer to me. I did think that maybe you weren't so bad, though. That maybe you're not like the others. And maybe you're not, but the others are. As long as there's people like Team Snooze, this island is not safe from outsiders, looking to alter, destroy, and change the world I live in. What the island has now is beautiful.
Well,
it shouldn't be desecrated by those from the
looks
outside.
exist.
I don't know how much the champion values my love for tradition. I don't even think the champion cares if you have this or not.
Cass, huh?
But here.
Whoa, she just tossed your way an old rusted coin. The shadow coin. That. You now have 5 gym coins. The champion mentioned that you may only need 7 to complete the gym challenge.
Still gotta complete,
so
huh?
Rusty. I wonder if it even counts.
Well, that even
Stormer,
thinks about
I'm
this.
heading off. Surfing west will take me back to the Elderwood Forest. I read a story about a hidden temple. That's where Animos is going before climbing Mount Olympia. And that's where I need to be
Wait
too.
a minute, not for long!
You won this battle for now, but you won't win the war.
I can't
swear
win
it.
it!
And with that, she's gone. There is no Pokemon Center here on this island, so perhaps your best option is to just stay in this gym for the rest of the night.
Still stay
and let
away
your
in
team
that
rest
corner.
up. The ghost Pokemon of the gym
I
have dispersed,
am
and so this is probably your best bet before journeying out in the morning. It's amazing. Cass have both come a long way. I just hope you're both headed in a positive direction. Getting your team ready, it's time to head out and continue your journey. As the morning sun rises, you follow Cass surfing east back towards the mainland of Olympia. Ah yes! First of all, we have Zolossus, the nebulous Pokemon. This Pokemon is a pure flying type, and it generates moves like Whirlwind and Hurricane to deal huge damage. Thanks to its legendary Delta Stream ability, it protects it from super effective hits. And according to its Pokedex entry, this Pokemon is the father of the skies. They gather and create great storm clouds, and if enough gather together, they can even form cities in the sky. Legends say that somewhere in Olympia, these Pokemon gather and hold an ancient secret. And Zolossus is not alone. It's joined by its partner, Tyclone, and this is the Parasite Pokemon. And a Zolossus that becomes infested with this Tyclone will become part of this Pokemon. Being whipped around at incredible speeds, electricity can be generated, giving this Pokemon the flying electric type. A Zolossus infested with a Tyclone will never return to an ancient sky city. However, by all understanding, Zolossus don't really mind being whipped around. Neither of these Pokemon evolve, but will both make for an excellent addition to your team. That said, some of your party Pokemon may have already evolved. Shall we take a look?
Ooh, I sorta like a centaur.
Ah yes, if you caught one earlier, then your Solturion will be ready to
Cheerio
evolve
for
into
the
a
centaur!
Centurion, the Quad Guardian
Centurion!
Pokemon, another psychic rock type. These Pokemon can command armies of Solturion, which can be intimidating, but usually they just use their big hands to build.
That's
Finally,
a good
if you
memory.
caught one at the beginning of the game, I think it's finally time to see what your Corviknight will evolve into. Let's take a look at something brand new.
Oh, a brand new Pokemon.
And oh yes, this one is a good one. Here is my favorite bird in the region. This is the Pokemon Simorgh, and it's the Deathbringer Pokemon.
The
This Pokemon
Deathbringer
is incredibly
Pokemon.
rare, even in Olympia. Some trainers who ride on its back are said to be taken to the realm of ghost
Look
Pokemon.
at that.
To be the trainer of a Simorgh is a truly special thing, and if you have one joining your team with its ghost flying type, you should be very proud.
Whoa, that was a
Now,
close
you head
one!
back to the Elderwood Forest.
Yes, I'm
Here the
saying
ocean
this.
joins up with the forest.
Still
and there's
joining
now
up
this
on our
watery
Pokemon,
path
huh?
leaking out of the grove.
Ooh.
You'll sail underneath the bridge that you
Barely
once
wait to
crossed
see
earlier
this.
where you saw the legendary Pokemon Gionis. Regional Lapras are now available to you here as well. You also remember there being a little shrine in the water where the legendary Gionis seemed to appear from before, and you can surf straight into it. It's a flooded shrine, and there's nothing of significance inside. Most days of the week you'll just encounter Lapras here.
Still got ahead for the week to go.
But if you enter the cave on a
But
Friday,
somewhere,
Lapras will be quite
where in the
absent,
world
and instead
did you
a
look
pointed
in
shell will
Pokemon
protrude from the water
anyway?
inside, and you'll meet a brand new Pokemon. This is the magical Escarclo, a fairy water-type Pokemon that knows bug, poison, fairy, dragon, and water moves. It is the magical shell Pokemon.
I
and
love
with
this
its ability
monster!
And such a wide
Very
move pool, it's something
amazing!
truly special. The Pokedex says that this is a rare sight for anyone.
I know about this, but
stories tell of a boy lost in the forest, praying to meet some mighty dragon of the sea. He waited patiently, watching the Lapras, only to realize that he'd been waiting so long, he had become Escarclo. Though not many people really travel through this part of the Elderwoods Forest, so who knows what's true.
I barely
As you come to the end of the watery path, you hop off of the Pokemon you were surfing on. As you leave the water and proceed deeper into the Elderwoods, you notice someone you recognize.
I suppose it doesn't matter how strong my Pokemon get. I don't quite have what it takes to beat Pokemon that have a type advantage.
That's okay, Clara. You've got stronger since we last battled, and you nearly had me there. Oh, hello. I recognize you.
Oh, hello. Welcome back to the Elderwoods, champion.
Of course, the champion from the far-off land. Well, if you're heading this way, then you must be heading to the nest.
I've never seen before these days.
Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. A battle to remember.
Whoa!
Clara, thank you for a good match. I'd better head to the gym and prepare.
Oh my, that Herman. Hello, champion. How are you finding Slimpia? A giant storm, you say? Yesterday? Deep in the Elderwoods, you don't really notice things happening above the trees.
Finally happened.
This really is a magical place. Oh, tell me, did you capture a regional Vigoroth or Togetic before? If you have them with you? In these deeper parts of the Elderwoods, you can evolve them and you'll find all sorts of evolved Pokemon. I came here to evolve my teammates, so I'll be stronger for the next gym challenges. Good luck on your journey, champion. Just watch out for the Pokemon that exceeds evolution.
What was that? A Pokemon that exceeds evolution? And what about your Vigoroth and Togetic? If you still carry them on your team, you should train them up here a little more against the wild Hypnotic and Hypnotrisk that live in the woods. And if you do, they may just evolve.
A Togekiss.
You've all seen it before. Togekiss is the Jubilee Pokemon, living high up in the trees of the deep Elderwoods where it roosts coconuts grow. Occasionally, a coconut will actually be an egg, and if you drink milk from one of the regular coconuts, you'll have a blessed day.
Ooh, is this flocking? Very intentional.
Vigoroth, of course, evolved into Slacky, the lazy Pokemon. It no longer has the Truant ability, and the moss on its fur keeps it energized and strong. It's a normal grass type, and while it's not as strong as its Hoenn counterpart, it can move a lot faster. Your team must really be coming together, changing and taking shape, but we're not even close to done, because the deeper into the Elderwoods Forest you go,
still got evolution in this.
You should watch out for them creepy crawlies. This is Arachnid, the Knitweb Pokemon. It's a psychic grass type, and it was once the most feared predator in the whole Elderwood Forest, until it was out-competed. They say in ancient times it hunted humans, but now it works with them to rid the forest of its own predators. And speaking of its predators, there is at least one more Pokemon that appears this time in the Elderwood Forest.
A predator.
I told you it would be a busy
Still
day
looking for this,
Pokemon.
you know what
If you caught the seemingly pointless Pokemon Salavite at the beginning of your journey, it can now evolve into its true form, its evolution, that can be found here in the deep Elderwoods. This is Evolve, another bug and psychic type, and it is the Exceed Pokemon.
It's the Xenomorph from Alien.
They say that Salavite didn't used to have an evolution, but during a tempest, a great chasm opened up, and this Pokemon obtained a new power. Now Evolve is the most dominant predator in the forest. Now your team has grown, you might think it's story time.
Still
but the
growing
truth
up.
is you're still in for a little bit more of a walk to the next town. You're travelling such a great distance today, and as you exit the Elderwood Forest, there is a short cliffside walk to the Cliff Town on the side of Mount Olympia. It overlooks Atherin City and is a tough place to access. And there you get even more wild new Pokemon. Wolo and Balboa from Norclo reside on the mountainside, as well as Mbess that can be found here on the cliffside too. Tangrowth wander out of the deep Elderwoods to sit on the cliffside and watch the world down below, and Cascadian Yanmaid zips around here too. Also, if you caught Impidimp or Morgan before, expect it to be a Grimmsnarl by now also. Finally, you notice stone faces that at first seem to be carved into the cliffside, but the vines writhe around inside them, and you realize it's actually a Pokemon.
A stone face, huh?
This is Sejend, a grass rock Pokemon known as the Wizard Pokemon. While their mouths don't move, per se, they are known to sing as part of a special ceremony. When the ceremony is complete, they seem to projectile spit seeds into the West Ocean. Perhaps they're related to something out there.
Nest Pine City.
I knew you'd make it to the cliffside town. It feels right that you should see it. After all, outsiders like you made this part of the region habitable. You might have noticed that there are a lot of Pokemon on your way here, and this area is great for wild Pokemon, but people have historically struggled reaching the mountainous areas of Olympia. And as our population grows while the tempests are in full swings, we have to take to the mountains for help. But thanks to technology recently built into the Hoenn region, we now have a cable car system ranging from this cliffside town up to my home, the Nest or Nestpine City. There used to be a route directly through the mountains to get there, but after some unfortunate cave-ins, the Nest became isolated. But now we can work on putting in more cable car systems and places becoming more connected. In many ways, that's what meeting other Pokemon and people from across the world is. It's us connecting, sharing the best bits of ourselves while learning what we truly need to know to improve our quality of life. This interconnectivity, it's fantastic! I'm gonna fly ahead to the Nest, and when you're rested, take the cable car over. I think I have only a few more gym battles left in me before I'm finally ready to fly the Nest myself and travel the rest of this beautiful world of ours. I'll see you out there.
We can't decide what I'm
enjoy the cable car, and of course, soar high.
Well, we'll stay tuned for part 5, and see you next time.